Hi, my name is John. I'm from predds.net. I'm going to give you a brief overview of the DAT, or the Dental Admissions Test. So let's take a look. The Dental Admissions Test consists of 4 sections. The first section is the Survey of the Natural Sciences, which is 100 questions and 90 minutes long. The Perceptual Ability Test, which is 90 questions and 60 minutes long. The Reading Comprehension Test, which is 50 questions and 60 minutes long, and the Quantitative Reasoning Test, which is 40 questions and 45 minutes long. In total, after all your breaks, and all the questions, there are 280 questions in a total of 5 hours. So in the very beginning of the test, you're given an optional tutorial, which is 15 minutes long. But because you have prepped well for the dental admissions test, you won't need this tutorial because you know exactly how to take the test. What you can do for this tutorial is you can create all the diagrams needed to do well in the perceptual ability test, such as the tic-tac-toe method for the hole punching section, or the diagram for the cube counting section. I'll explain those diagrams in a later video. First, let's start off with the Survey of the Natural Sciences. The first section is the biology section. Now I have the printout from ada.org that gives what you'll be tested on in each section. So let's go over the biology section. What you'll be tested on is cell molecular biology, diversity of life, structure and function of systems, developmental biology, genetics, evolution, ecology, and behavior. Now the second section, which is 30 questions long, is a general chemistry question. And these questions consist of stoichiometry and general concepts, gases, liquids and solids, solutions, acids and bases, chemical equilibria, thermodynamics and thermochemistry, chemical kinetics, oxidation-reduction reactions, atomic and molecular structure, periodic properties, nuclear reactions, and basic laboratory techniques. Now the third section of the Survey of the Natural Sciences is the organic chemistry section, which is 30 questions long. See what that consists of. You're going to need to know mechanisms, chemical and physical properties of molecules, stereochemistry, nomenclature, individual reactions of the major functional groups, and combinations of reactions to synthesize compounds, acid-base chemistry, aromatics, and bonding. Next we go on to the perceptual ability test. Now this is one of the most difficult sections of the DAT just because you're not given a lot of time to answer the questions. If you do the math, you're given about 40 seconds per question. And each section consists of 15 questions. So the first section is the keyhole section, which you're given a 3-dimensional object, and you're given 4 different keyholes, and you're trying to figure out which best keyhole that 3-dimensional object can fit through. Next, you're given the top, front, and visualization questions. These questions view a 3-dimensional object. You're not given that 3-dimensional object, but you're given 2 of the views, either the top, front, or the end. And you have to determine what the third view is. The next section is the angle ranking, and you're given a series of angles, and you have to determine which angle is greatest. And you have to order them from least to greatest. The next section is the hole punching section, which you're given a square and then it's folded up, and a hole is punched in that square. And you have to mentally unfold it to see where the holes are punched within that square. The next section is the cube counting section, and you have to count faces of cubes. And then the last section is the pattern folding section, which you're given a pattern and each of the faces have different designs on them. And that pattern is folded into a three-dimensional object, and you have to figure out which three-dimensional object best fits that pattern. The next section is the reading comprehension test. And the reading comprehension test contains 3 reading passages on various scientific topics. Prior understanding of the science topics is not a prerequisite to answering the test items. And basically you're given 3 scientific passages. They're about 15 to 18 questions apiece. And you have to determine what the scope was of that passage, or what the main point the author was trying to convey. The next section is the quantitative reasoning section. This is also a big time crunch since you're only given 40 questions and 45 minutes to do them. But you're given scratch paper, so you can work all these questions out on paper, and you're given a little basic calculator. It's not a scientific calculator, it's just a basic calculator. And the first section is the mathematics section, which is 30 questions long, and that consists of algebra, probability and statistics, geometry and trigonometry, and conversions. And the next section is the applied mathematics, which is word problems. So you're given a passage, a mathematical passage, and you have to try to take that passage and turn it into a mathematical formula and solve that formula. And here's the picture of the calculator you're given. It's a very basic calculator. So don't expect to do anything fancy on it. And thanks for watching my video. You can go to my website predds.net to view this table, and also check out the DAT guide to see valuable information for pre-dental students for the DAT. Alright, thanks.